With lobbyists and their friends in Congress railing against air pollution standards, it's time to clear the air.
Smog. Smog is a mixture of smoke and fog. It is created by the combination of sources of air pollution, such as emissions from vehicles, incinerators, outdoor fires, climate, and location. There are two types of smog: particulate and photochemical. Particulate smog occurs during the cooler months when the warmer air is higher in the atmosphere and traps the cooler air below with the accumulating particles from sources of air pollution. Photochemical smog is most common, especially in the warmer months. Smog is more severe the farther away from the sources of pollutants. This is due to the photochemical reactions that causes smog to drift because of the wind. Smog is caused by photochemical reactions in VOCs. VOCs are volatile organic compounds. VOCs come from car exhaust, power plants, factories, and also from many consumer products such as hairspray, charcoal starter, chemical solvents, paint, and even microwavable popcorn packaging. Smog is not only derived from human activity, but is also produced from volcanic explosions.
Exposure to smog can lead to several short and long-term health impacts that may lead to irreparable damage to an individual. Smog results in the depletion of ozone, which can lead to sunburn under acute exposures to ultraviolet rays, and possibly skin cancer under chronic exposure to ultraviolet rays. The air pollutants that make up smog can significantly reduce visibility and cause respiratory problems for all individuals who are exposed. Those with asthma and other respiratory problems are especially at risk to smog, as the increase in air pollutants can exacerbate their condition. Exposure to smog not only inhibits the functioning of the lungs, but can also cause inflammation of the lungs. If a person is repeatedly exposed to smog, inflammation of the lungs can lead to permanent damage of scar tissues contained within the lungs. The air pollutants that make up smog are capable of dissolving into rainwater, resulting in rain with lower pH. As this acidic rainwater is deposited on the Earth's surface, vegetation suffers as it is sensitive to acidic water and leads to large areas of barren land. Additionally, smog inhibits the proper growth and functioning of vegetation because smog alters the chemical reactions that are required for these growth processes to continue.
Not to worry, as bad as smog and its health conditions may seem, there may be a way that you can help. Have you heard of the Prius or any other electric cars that hit the market? These cars' prices are getting cheaper and they're much better looking. Make your next purchase an electric vehicle and you'll be able to decrease your carbon footprint and emissions.
Since the 1960s, the government has stepped in to help decrease smog and emissions from factories and automobiles. In 1970, the Clean Air Act was established and required the EPA to develop and enforce regulations to protect the public from airborne contaminants known to be hazardous to human health. The Act covered reducing particulates and gases that directly led to smog. In 1997, the EPA tightened the guidelines for the amount of permissible ground-level ozone that is known to cause smog. Law requires cars that are 1976 and newer to pass an emissions control inspection prior to registration, transfer of ownership, and renewal. If a car produces emissions that are over the maximum amount determined by state, that car is deemed undrivable. Prior to 1976, automobile companies produced cars with emissions much higher than the recommended amount by the EPA. The following clip is Rachel Maddow explaining Obama's new smog laws.
The administration today also announcing new rules to extend the anti-smog, anti-soot air pollution rules that apply in California to the rest of the country. The extension would happen to the rest of the country by 2017. Some environmentalists are hailing this as among the most significant things President Obama has done on the environment and on the issue of pollution in his entire presidency.